My name is Nicole Kufeldt. I was at Adams Junior High, and I taught choral music and also general music. I was there for 20 years or 19 years until I retired in 2001, okay? But I had taught in the district since 1968. So I taught elementary music for 10 years, and then I was at Adams the rest of the time.
Dear Mrs. Kufeldt, whenever someone asks me to name a teacher who really had an impact in my life, your name is always the first to come to mind. Certainly, I have been lucky as a product of Districts 54 and 211 to have had wonderful teachers throughout my school journey, but you top that list every time. When reflecting on why this is true, it's certainly not because I was musically gifted and you helped me hone my craft, although I do still love to belt out songs in the car or sing in my kitchen while cooking. I think it's because you took the time to get to know and really appreciate your students for who they are as individuals. During those sometimes hormonally charged and uncertain junior high years, you were an adult who gave us the freedom to be our quirky or quiet or loud or funny or shy or insecure selves when we were in that chorus room. If we felt brave enough to attempt a solo, you praised the courage that took and focused on the positive aspects of our performance in your feedback. You were focusing on positive reinforcement before it was an educational buzzword. You also just made chorus fun. In 2 years of being in your class, I never once dreaded stepping into that room. I knew you would have a ready smile and an engaging music lesson waiting for us. You joked around with us and made our time together educational in music, but also in life. My image of you will forever be you sitting at the piano, hands flying over the keys, singing and smiling as you looked out at us. This was kind of painful math to do, but even 24 years removed from 8th grade graduation, I can still sing quite a few lines of It's Time to Go. That was such a difficult time in my adolescent life, as all of my best friends were going to Schaumburg and I was going to Hoffman. In a very overly dramatic teenage way, I remember crying while singing it and struggling to see how I would ever love high school as much as I loved my time at Adams. You supported us through those tearful moments and made that final concert one that honored our time together and showed us that it actually wasn't the end of the world. Remember how I called them hormonally charged years. That's not the only song that I can still sing, by the way. Seasons of Love from Rent continues to be one of my favorites, and I'm pretty sure I can attribute my love of musical theater to your lessons on Rent and its creator, Jonathan Larson. While my own career in musical theater stalled after performing in the 8th grade production of Wrangler Ranch, the love I have for that genre as a whole started with you. It continues to bring me joy to this day. I remember writing letters back and forth to you throughout high school and college and marveling at the fact that you took the time to keep in touch with me. I also remember running into you at the Schaumburg Library when I was nannying and you were there with your grandkids. You knew who I was right away and were ready with the same warm hug that comforted me as a crying teenager. Many years later, one of my friends married someone a few years older than us who also went to Adams. He mentioned that he kept in touch with you after junior high as well, writing letters or meeting for coffee. I can only imagine how many students you made time for after they left your classroom and how that alone shows the kind of teacher you were. I think those lasting connections again go back to how you made us feel valued as individuals. We weren't just kids in your classroom for 45 minutes, and you certainly weren't just any teacher. As I've journeyed through my own teaching life, I've kept those lessons on my mind and in my heart as I've worked to make each of my students feel the way you made us feel. There isn't a thank you big enough to show my gratitude. With love, Steph Pappas, now Villanova. Thank you, Mrs. Kufeldt.
Well, it comes at a time, kind of a pivotal time for me personally and for the whole world with the pandemic and all of this. Even for this moment, and I'll be turning 75 in May, that's always a big deal. It will be different than it normally would be because I have one daughter in Connecticut and the other one in Texas. And I realized that it isn't going to be a big party like I always thought it would be. So to reconnect with Stephanie, she was very important to me because I would look at her, and as much as evidently she got from me, I got from her and kids like her. She's just such a good person then, and a great sense of humor. And I love that in a person. I really seek that out to this day.